Hi, my name is Shipra Sultania and I am from Group 10 DBI 002. We are recording this video for the assignment on modern data management and cloud technologies. For this assignment, we have chosen the electronic products dataset where we are supposed to perform the descriptive, explorative, and if needed, the predictive analysis also. In my group, I have Deepak Yadav, Vishal Suresh Gandhi, Jaya Tomar, Ujjwal Dupre, and Nelson. We have tried to complete this assignment to the best of our knowledge, and I hope we are able to demonstrate our learning in a very effective manner. So, without further ado, let's move on. So, the first step in order to do this assignment is to understand the data. In order to understand the data, we had to have to import some of the libraries that is used in Python. So we have imported pandas, numpy, cbon, matplot library. The first step is to read the CSV file. So this is the query for reading the CSV file. When I run the next query, df.head, it gives me the first 5 rows of my data. So having a huge data set and getting a subset of that data has a relevance in this assignment. So when we look at the huge data set, we are not able to concentrate on all the values. So just looking at the data with a smaller subset would help us a lot to understand the data in a better way. So we are having the IDs, the amount, max, minimum. We are seeing that we are having some of the unnamed columns as well at the end of the file. So moving on, the next step that we are doing is to understand the number of rows and columns that I have in my data set. So I have 7249 rows and 31 columns. The next step is to check the column names. So when I run this query, it is giving me the column names. Some of them which are unnamed. The next query is giving me the one of the most important information regarding my data, which is the data type and the non-null count of each of the columns. So total I have the number of rows as 7249. So all these columns are having 7249 as non-null. It means that there are no null values in these columns. But when I look at this shipping, it is having 4277 as non-null, which means 7249 minus 4277 has the null values in the shipping column. The data type, when I look at the data type, I see most of them are of object type. The amount max and the amount minimum is of the float type. And I have a column here is say, which is of the Boolean type. There are few columns. There is one more unnamed column that is of float type. When I run this query, it gives me further information on my data set, like the unique values in each of the column, the topmost row, the frequency, the mean, the minimum value, the maximum value, the standard deviation. So it gives me all the other info about my data set. Now this query returns me the number of unique values that is present against each of the column. So like the maximum price 2519, minimum has 2668. So this is how it is giving me. When I look at these columns, the unnamed columns, I see that the uniqueness here is very low and it feels like it is of no relevance to me. So the next step is to clean the data. So whatever data I feel like is non-relevant to me, I'm going to either drop it or replace it. So cleaning the data, when I run this query, it is giving me is null. So this false, wherever the false appears, it means that the column is having a value. Wherever I see true, it means that I do not have that value. Let me just run the commands from the beginning so that I am in a flow. So this command would give me the number of null values that is there against each of the columns. So like I said in the previous query also, the shipping column has some of the null values, which is 2972. EAN has 5706 and manufacturer has 40114. These unnamed columns has the maximum number of null values. So we can also demonstrate this null values using the graph here. So the white patches that we see against EAN tells me that this one is having the maximum number of null values when I compare with shipping and manufacturer. Here we see the unnamed columns is having the maximum white patch and this is having the minimum one, and rest of the columns which do not have any null values is completely black. So what I'm trying to do is I will drop the columns, the shipping column, the EAN and the manufacturer, which is having the null values. So I did that. The next step that I'm going to do is to drop the unnamed columns also, because it doesn't mean anything to me and it doesn't give me any information. So what I'm going to do next is like I'm going to run the same query again and to see if all the null values have been, the entire column has been dropped or not. So when I run this query again, I see that none of the columns is having any null value long. So let me plot this graph also again. So here I see that everything is black. There is no null value. Now the third step that we are doing is the relationship analysis between the integer values and the boolean. So the three columns where we have the integer and the boolean is the maximum amount, minimum amount, and is sale. The rest of the columns are categorical data and we cannot create a heat map using that. We cannot create a relationship between that. So here when I run this query, I see that the relationship between sale and amount max and the amount min and max, and then the amount max and max is 1. Similarly for prices amount minimum and sale, it is 0.13 and the prices is sale with maximum is 0.19. The next I'm trying to do a scatter plot, and the relationship that I'm trying to find is between the amount minimum, maximum, and the U I have given is sale. So what I'm trying to find out here is like when the sale is false, the minimum amount is 6,000 and the maximum is also 6,000. But when the sale is true, the maximum amount is 7,000 and the minimum amount is 6,000. So there is a discount of 1,000 between the maximum and the minimum. So this is what the scatter plot is giving me, the relationship between the maximum, minimum, and is sale. So wherever we see true, the orange color, there would be a significant difference, not significant, there would be some difference between the maximum and the minimum amount, and it won't be same. It means that there is a sale price on that product. The next I'm trying to do is to plot the distribution of the amount max. And the last step here, what I'm trying to do is to plot the box plot of the amount max. So I hope this was giving a clear picture on the data set that we have used, and it provided some insights to what we are trying to demonstrate here. Thank you so much, Bastin sir, for this opportunity and the great learning that you have provided us. And I hope to receive the same learning from you further as well. Thank you so much.